You're not bad off right now, but it should be close. And you see there's a lot of built-in flexibility. The next step will be to take the fuselage profile here, and similar to my other models, what we'll do is we'll cut the fuselage in half here. Now, normally on my other airplanes we cut the fuselage cross brace in half and glued it to the fuselage profile. Well, this one's a little bit different. You want to build it flat on the table. So we cut the fuselage profile in half. And you just want to take a straight edge and cut right in between the slots, which what that does is produces some tabs. Make sure you use a brand new blade. In fact, and it doesn't have to be exactly down the center, but get it as close as you can. There we go, and then you'll have the bottom half with, you see, like these little tabs. They're about a millimeter and a half. And we'll start with the bottom. And what I find to make it easy is you take your thumb and finger here and just kind of rub it on each one of these tabs, and that kind of rounds the corners off. It allows it to fit into the slots here real nice and tight without binding. You just want to rub them a little bit. There we go. It makes inserting it into those slots a lot easier. But you'll want to make the fronts line up exactly here. And then of course all the corresponding tabs will line up as you go back. Slide that first tab in real good and get that front so they're both flush. Real important for the motor mount. And for now you only need to go back to about the back of the wing. And forget about the tail for now. And I get down on my knees and look, or I usually use sight, but you might want to use your speed square. Go ahead and ensure that the fuselage is 90 degrees. Just make double sure. And then just like I do with my pocket knife down the fuselage here, I put a drop of glue about every inch and a half or so. Some guys go about every 4 inches. I mean, they get real picky about weight. But generally I've done it with about every inch and a quarter, inch and a half or so, all the way down both sides. But it's just real important now to make sure that it's 90 degrees. And I put 5 drops on one side here, all the way to the leading edge of the wing. Hit it with the accelerator. Make sure it's 90 degrees, very important. Okay, now we may go down here a little bit more and push in some of these other slots here. Looks good, they're pressing in nice. Good tight fit. And it's just real important with these 3mm airplanes to constantly sight down the fuselage as you're gluing it, and make sure that it's staying straight. Obviously you can't see your line that you drew anymore, but you can sure sight down the spine of the fuselage and the bottom spine and ensure that it's straight. Take your time with this process. About six more drops down to the trailing edge of the wing. Hit it with the accelerator. Make sure it's staying straight. Press down. It's flush with the wing and the fuse. Five more drops down to the middle of the rear fuselage half. Looks good and straight. Press it down and hit it with the accelerator. I'm going to double check it with the speed square. Looks good. We'll go ahead and go down the other side. In fact, it might be easier since I'm right-handed at this point to go ahead and turn it around. Go ahead and sight down it, give it a little bit of a twist to make sure it's straight. It looks really good. Now I'll go ahead and break out the carbon strips, and they're all taped together here. You want to either cut or just pull the cellophane tape off of the carbon, all pre-cut to length for you. Most of the companies that I've seen build foamies, you gotta cut all this stuff to length by yourself with all the measuring and everything. I go ahead and do that for you. Okay, we're going to start off with the 6 pieces of 030 by 14. There's 6 of these, and these are the wing wires. And it doesn't hurt to, this goes for all the support braces too. If I can find my sanding block. You want to just kind of sharpen the edge by holding the carbon out in front of you, sanding away from you, and just taking a burr off of it and possibly sharpening it just a little bit. It doesn't take much, but it helps it to poke into the foam. Now the way the rigging goes on this airplane is there's 4 of these strips are used on the bottom, and they cross. You have a little crossing pattern here on the bottom of the wing. And what we're going to do is we're going to start on the hinge line about 1/4 of an inch below the bottom of the fuselage. And it's right above the hinge line. On the front, we're basically going to go right at the rear of the servo cutout, aileron servo cutout is where we'll start from the bottom. And it crosses and goes to about 1/4 inch in front of the hinge line, Again, about a 1/4 inch behind the leading edge.